Gamers, how's it going? Okay, so look, this is not going to be a huge one, just a quick video. I didn't even bother getting up early in the morning because Moz in my Discord told me there was a new ban list, but that it was a small one, and you know, that's how Master Duel is. We get ban lists all the time, basically every month, and so some of them, you know, they're the big killer ban lists, the really awesome ones, and then sometimes you get the smaller ones, so I figured, you know, I'll just wait to do the smaller video. It's not as big of a deal. I don't think I'm gonna have a crazy reaction or anything, but I did want to take a look at it anyway, and also keep you guys up to date, although you probably already are up to date, but I'll do it anyway just in case. So upcoming Forbidden Limited list update. What are we looking at here? Yeah, so tiny list here, more so some unlimits it seems. So branded opening going back up to 2. I think that's good. That's great. Branded is awesome. I think Branded is a really cool deck, and I'm glad that it stayed relevant for so long. But I definitely feel like, you know, they can start unhitting a couple of things. So I think putting Branded opening to 2 is really nice for sure. It's obviously like an insanely good starter for the deck. So yeah, I don't really have any issues with this. It's definitely not one of the toxic cards that I don't like from Branded. And honestly, generally speaking, in Master Duel, Branded is actually not that toxic. I think this is pretty cool. And now we have cards that are going to be going to 3. So Sprite Starter going back up to 3 is great. I love to see some Sprite support. Sprite is supposedly pretty fun to play in this Tenpai format. So I'm considering maybe revisiting Sprite. I mean, that was basically my favorite deck ever when it came out, and I haven't played it in a long time. I do really love Sprite. I think Sprite Elf is like the coolest Link monster ever printed. So yeah, I might revisit them. I'm glad to see Starter back at 3. That's a really good thing. Invoker, it was kind of inevitable. Honestly, it really doesn't matter that it's at 3 or at 1. You usually would only run 1, I'm pretty sure. Militia is going to 3. That's real. Militia's going to 3 is real. They put back Mass Change 2 to 3. I think that was hit because people were playing it in Tearlaments, right? So I mean, they did hit the consistency of Tearlaments significantly by removing Purlarino, which didn't seem like that big of a hit, but really what it's doing is it's stopping Tearlament players from just getting to mill any of the traps that search field spells. So that was a pretty big hit, and I feel like, yeah, sure, at this point, why not give back heroes their cards? You know, it's fine. And Fusion Destiny going back up to 3. That's interesting. I mean, honestly, DPE has never been quite as popular ever since they hit that monster that makes you draw cards. I actually forgot the name of it. But the fusion material that makes you draw cards. So yeah, I don't really see any issue with putting Fusion Destiny to 3. I don't think that's going to randomly make people start running 3 Fusion Destiny just in case. But if it does, I think that would be cool and interesting. So I would have no issue with that. I think Malicious at 3 is kind of crazy. I mean, I already thought pretty much every format, I think heroes are kind of underrated. I always think they're like actually a really solid deck. And yeah, I mean, this is insane. Malicious at 3. Maybe you could even see... no, that's crazy. I was about to say maybe you could see even like Dark Warriors come back. But I don't know about that. Yeah, that sounds a little copium, but still, Malicious at 3, I think that's a good change. W change, Mass change to 2. I don't think it's gonna make much of a splash anyway. And Fusion Destiny to 3, I think at this point is just totally fine. I have no issue with it. Where's Dragoon? Bring back Dragoon, bro. If we're gonna do all these unhits, bring back Dragoon, bro. We never had Dragoon in Master Duel. I feel like it would be fine. All in all, this is about what I expected. I'm sure some people are going to be disappointed. You know, a lot of people are probably feeling like, oh, you know, Tenpai is too crazy and stuff. Personally, I kind of like the format with Tenpai right now. Obviously, if you're playing a deck that's bad into a Tenpai format, you're going to be feeling the blow a lot more. But I did notice a lot of rogue decks doing a lot better than usual because of the Tenpai format. A lot of those like more ceiling focused decks, something I guess like Endymion, for example, a deck that hasn't really been relevant for a long time, ever since Snake Eyes came out. And it seems like Master Duel took a more like, you need to have a broken grind game. If you don't go for lethal on turn 2 and you get stuck in the grind game, you'll lose to decks like Yubel, you'll lose to decks like Snake Eyes. Same for like a deck like Tearlament, also has a crazy grind game. But now with this format, since Tenpai will close out the game so quickly on turn 2, but actually is quite fragile, generally speaking, like there's a lot of like points where you can stop Tenpai, it feels like those super ceiling focused decks that will set up, like Endymion, for example, will set up like some type of floodgate or like some actual counter traps, you know, stuff that's really hard to stop, will actually do really well into this format, and they'll go first more often because Tenpai players are making you go first. So personally, I'm not too mad that we're not seeing Tenpai hits early. Honestly, I think we let them roam. I'm okay with it. And I think it's pretty refreshing also for Master Duel, honestly. The format has been a bit samey. Every new good deck has basically been like, oh, this new good deck is Snake Eyes, basically, or is U-Bet. Like, they're all like just like crazy grind game. Or they're like a new variant of Snake Eyes. Basically, it feels like every new good deck has been a variant of Snake Eyes for months now. So I think it's pretty refreshing for the game. I don't really think we needed a big ban list. I'm totally cool with getting a smaller one. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wishing more for, you know, a little bit more of a serious list. Overall, I think if anything, they could start unhitting more stuff off the list. I will say they've been doing a good job lately of doing like some solid unhits. So, you know, I'm not gonna start like saying, oh my god, they aren't doing enough. I think they're doing a pretty good job of unhitting. Like branded opening at 2 is interesting. I feel like they could have put it maybe at 3, but that is scary. Like branded opening is a terrifying card, and it's like branded. It's not like branded suddenly became bad. Like branded is still really, really good. So yeah, I think this is totally fair. That's about my thoughts on the list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is a bit of a shorter video. Honestly, just wanted to get one out, let you guys know my thoughts, and also update you guys. You know, it's Master Duel Central. Gotta cover the new stuff, even though it's not a huge deal. It is the new ban list, right? So anyway, see ya.